My husband died, but I was pregnant with his best friend's baby. This is my darkest secret. My name is Caroline. I am 26 years old. I live in a small town. The houses here are old and beautiful. The streets are quiet. Everyone knows everyone. That is why secrets are hard to keep. But I have a secret, a very big secret. My husband Tom died in a car accident. He was a good man. Everyone loved him. But nobody knows the truth about my baby, not even his best friend Mark. I want to tell you my story. I want to tell you how this happened. It is a story about love. It is a story about mistakes. It is a story about a very heavy heart. Maybe you have a secret too. Maybe you understand how I feel. Let me start at the beginning. I met Tom when I was 20 years old. He was handsome. He had a kind smile. He worked at the bank in our town. I worked at a flower shop. I loved flowers. I loved the colors and the smells. One day, Tom came into the shop to buy flowers for his mother. We started talking. He was funny. He made me laugh. After that day, he came to the shop every week. But he did not buy flowers for his mother. He bought flowers for me. We fell in love very fast. Life was beautiful. We got married 2 years later. It was a big wedding. All our friends were there. My parents were happy. Tom's parents were happy. And Tom's best friend Mark was the best man. Mark and Tom were like brothers. They grew up together. They played football together. They went to school together. Mark was different from Tom. Tom was quiet and serious. Mark was loud and energetic, but they loved each other. Mark was always at our house. He ate dinner with us. He watched movies with us. He was part of our family. I liked Mark. He was a good friend. He helped us fix things in the house. He made jokes when we were sad. I never thought about him in a romantic way. I loved Tom. Tom was my husband. Tom was my life. But marriage is not always easy. After 2 years, things changed. Tom started to work very hard. He wanted to buy a bigger house. He wanted to have a lot of money for our future. He stayed at the bank until late at night. I was alone at home. I cooked dinner, but he did not come home to eat. I watched TV alone. I went to sleep alone. I felt lonely. I tried to talk to Tom. I said, "Tom, please come home early." "I miss you," he said. "I am doing this for us, Caroline. I am working for our family." I understood, but my heart was sad. I wanted a baby. We tried to have a baby for a long time, but it did not happen. Every month, I cried. Every month, Tom was sad, too. This made us distant. We stopped talking. We stopped laughing. The house was very quiet. Then one rainy night, everything changed. It was a Tuesday. It was raining very hard. The wind was blowing. The thunder was loud. I was scared of storms. I called Tom. "Tom, please come home. The storm is bad. I am scared," I said. "I cannot come home yet, Caroline," he said. "I have a big meeting. I will be late. Go to sleep." He hung up the phone. I sat on the sofa and cried. I felt very small. I felt very alone. I wanted someone to hold me. Then the doorbell rang. I wiped my tears. I opened the door. It was Mark. He was wet from the rain. "Hi, Caroline," Mark said. "I was driving by. I saw the lights." "I know you hate storms. Is Tom here?" "No," I said. "Tom is working." Mark looked at my face. He saw my red eyes. He saw that I was crying. "Are you okay?" he asked. His voice was soft. "No," I said. "I'm not okay." Mark came inside. He took off his wet coat. We went to the kitchen. I made tea. My hands were shaking. Mark saw my hands. He took the cup from me. "Sit down, Caroline," he said. We sat at the small kitchen table. We drank the hot tea. The rain hit the window. It was loud, but inside it was warm. Mark listened to me. I told him everything. I told him about Tom. I told him about the work. I told him about the baby we could not have. I told him how lonely I was. I feel like I am invisible, I said. I feel like Tom does not see me. Mark reached across the table. He held my hand. His hand was warm and strong. You are not invisible, Caroline, Mark said. You are beautiful. You are amazing. Tom is a fool if he does not see that. I looked into Mark's eyes. They were blue and kind. He looked at me with so much care. In that moment, I did not see my husband's best friend. I saw a man who listened to me. I saw a man who cared. I do not know how it happened exactly. We were sad. We were lonely. The storm was loud outside. We moved closer. He hugged me to comfort me. Then he kissed me. I should have stopped him. I should have pushed him away. I was married. I loved Tom, but I was weak. I was so hungry for love. I kissed him back. That night, we made a mistake. A big mistake. Mark stayed with me. In the morning, the sun came out. The storm was over. I woke up and saw Mark. The guilt hit me like a heavy stone. My heart stopped. What did we do? Mark woke up too. He looked at me. He looked scared. Oh no, he said. Caroline, I am so sorry. I should not have done this. Please, go, I said. I was crying again. Please go before Tom comes home. Mark got dressed quickly. He stood at the door. Caroline, I am sorry. I care about you, but this was wrong. We must forget this. We must never tell Tom. It will kill him. I know, I said. Go, please. Mark left. I was alone again. I felt dirty. I felt terrible. I cleaned the house. I changed the sheets on the bed. I tried to wash away the mistake. I promised myself I would be a better wife. I would love Tom more. I would never do this again. Tom came home that evening. He looked tired. I am sorry I was late last night, he said. He kissed my cheek. I felt sick, but I smiled. It is okay, Tom. I love you. I wanted to fix my marriage. I wanted to forget Mark. 2 days later, the accident happened. It was a Thursday. Tom called me in the afternoon. He sounded happy. Caroline, he said, I finished the big project. I am coming home early. Let's go out for dinner. Let's celebrate. I want to spend time with you. I was so happy. Yes, Tom. Please come home. I put on a nice dress. I put on makeup. I waited for him. I waited for 1 hour, then 2 hours. He did not come. I called his phone. No answer. I called again. No answer. I started to worry. I walked up and down the living room. Then I saw blue lights outside. It was a police car. My heart stopped beating. I knew before they spoke. I knew. The police officer knocked on the door. He took off his hat. Mrs. Caroline? He asked. Yes, I whispered. I am very sorry, he said. There was an accident. A truck hit your husband's car. He died instantly. The world went black. I fell to the floor. I screamed. I cannot describe the pain. It felt like someone took my heart out of my chest. Tom was gone. My husband was gone. The man I loved was dead. The next few days were a blur. I remember people in my house. My mother was there. Tom's mother was there. Everyone was crying. They brought food. They hugged me, but I felt nothing. I was empty. Mark was there too. He looked terrible. His eyes were red. He lost his best friend. He looked at me with sadness and guilt. We did not speak about our night together. We only spoke about Tom. He was the best man I knew, Mark said at the funeral. He cried while he spoke. He was my brother. I stood by the grave. It was raining again. I looked at the coffin. I said goodbye to Tom. I said sorry to Tom. I was sorry for everything. 2 weeks after the funeral, I felt sick. I woke up in the morning and ran to the bathroom. I was vomiting. I thought it was the grief. I thought it was because I was not eating. But it happened again the next day. And the next day, I looked at the calendar. My period was late. My hands started to shake. No, it could not be. I went to the pharmacy. I bought a pregnancy test. I wore sunglasses so nobody would see me. I went home and took the test. I waited for 3 minutes. Those 3 minutes felt like 3 years. I looked at the stick. 2 lines, positive. I was pregnant. I sat on the bathroom floor. I laughed and I cried at the same time. A baby. I always wanted a baby. Tom always wanted a baby. But then I looked at the calendar again. I counted the days. Tom was working late for weeks. We had not been intimate for a month before he died. We were distant. I counted the days again. The date of conception was 2 weeks ago. It was the Tuesday, the night of the storm. I stopped breathing. The baby was not Tom's. The baby was Mark's. I touched my stomach. I was carrying my husband's best friend's baby, and my husband was dead. What could I do? I could not tell anyone. If I told people the baby was Mark's, they would hate me. Tom's parents would hate me. They would know I cheated on their son. They would know I cheated 2 days before he died. It would destroy his memory. It would destroy everything. I could not tell Mark. If Mark knew, he would feel guilty forever. He betrayed his best friend. And now he had a child with his best friend's wife. I made a decision. I had to lie. I wiped my face. I stood up. I looked in the mirror. This is Tom's baby. I said to myself, this is a miracle. I told my mother first. Mom, I have news, I said. I am pregnant. My mother started to cry, but she was smiling. Oh, Caroline, a piece of Tom is still here. It is a miracle. She hugged me. Tom left you a gift before he went to heaven. I felt a sharp pain in my chest, but I smiled. Yes, Mom, a gift. Then I told Tom's parents. They were still very sad, but when I told them, their faces changed. They smiled for the first time since the accident. A grandchild, Tom's mother whispered. She touched my hand. Thank you, Caroline. Thank you. They were so happy. They thought their son lived on in this baby. How could I tell them the truth? I couldn't. Then Mark came to visit. He came to check on me. He brought groceries. Hi, Caroline, he said. He looked sad and tired. How are you holding up? I have news, Mark, I said. My voice was steady. I had to be strong. I am pregnant. Mark stopped moving. His face went white. He dropped the bag of groceries. Pregnant? He asked. But how? It happened before the accident. I lied. It is Tom's baby. Mark stared at me. He was doing the math in his head. He was counting the days, too. I looked him in the eyes. I did not blink. It is Tom's baby. I repeated firmly. Mark let out a long breath. His shoulders relaxed. He believed me. He wanted to believe me. He did not want to believe it was his. That would be too hard. Wow, Mark said. Tears filled his eyes. Tom is going to be a father. That is amazing, Caroline. He hugged me. I will help you, he said. Tom is not here, so I will help you. I promise. The next months were very hard. My belly grew. I felt the baby kick. Every time the baby moved, I thought of Mark. Mark kept his promise. He was at my house every weekend. He fixed the roof. He painted the baby's room. We painted it yellow. He put together the crib. One day, we were in the baby's room. Mark was painting the wall. I was sitting in a chair watching him. He looked so much like a father, but he thought he was an uncle. I wish Tom could see this, Mark said. He put down the brush. He wanted this so much. I know, I said softly. I miss him every day, Mark said. I feel guilty, Caroline. My heart beat fast. Why? Because I am here and he is not, Mark said. I am alive. I am helping you with his baby. It feels unfair. He did not know the real guilt. He did not know the real secret. I wanted to scream. I wanted to say, "It is your baby, Mark." But I bit my lip. I stayed silent. I went to the doctor alone. I did not want Mark to come to the appointments. I was afraid the doctor would say something about dates. I was afraid the truth would come out. The doctor said the baby was healthy. It was a boy, a son. I told Mark and my family, it is a boy. Everyone celebrated. A little Tom, they said. He will look just like his father. I was terrified. What if the baby looked like Mark? Mark had blue eyes and blonde hair. Tom had brown eyes and dark hair. If the baby had blue eyes, people might wonder. Please, I prayed every night, please let him look like me, or let him look like Tom. Please do not let him look like Mark. The day of the birth came. It was spring. The flowers were blooming. I felt the pain start in the morning. I called my mother. She drove me to the hospital. I was in labor for 12 hours. It was painful. I cried for Tom. I wanted my husband, but he was not there. Mark came to the hospital. He waited in the waiting room with Tom's parents. They paced back and forth. They were nervous. Finally, the baby was born. The nurse cleaned him and wrapped him in a blanket. She gave him to me. I looked at my son. He was small and pink. He had a little nose and little fingers. I looked at his hair. It was very light, almost blonde. My heart sank. I looked at his eyes. They were dark blue. Most babies have blue eyes at first, but these looked like Mark's eyes. I held him close. I loved him immediately. He was my son. It did not matter who the father was. He was mine. My mother came in. Then Tom's parents. Then Mark. They gathered around the bed. "Oh, look at him," Tom's mother said, crying. "He is beautiful." "No. He has Tom's nose," Tom's father said. "People see what they want to see." They wanted to see Tom, so they saw Tom. Mark stepped forward. He looked at the baby. He looked at the blonde fuzz on the baby's head. He paused. For a second, I saw a question in his eyes. He looked at the baby, then at me. I held my breath. Did he know? Did he see himself in the baby? Then Mark smiled. It was a sad smile, but it was warm. He reached out and touched the baby's small hand. "He is perfect, Caroline," Mark said. "Tom would be so proud." I exhaled. He did not suspect. Or maybe he did not want to suspect. We named the baby Thomas after my husband. Little Thomas. Time went by quickly. Thomas is 2 years old now. He runs around the house. He laughs loudly. He is a happy child. Mark is still a big part of our lives. He comes over for dinner. He plays football with Thomas in the garden. He teaches him things. Sometimes I watch them together. I see two people with the same blonde hair. I see two people with the same blue eyes. I see two people with the same smile. The older Thomas gets, the more he looks like Mark. Some people in town have started to notice. One day, my neighbor, Mrs. Gable, stopped me in the street. She looked at Thomas in his stroller. "He is getting so big," she said, "and so blonde." Tom had such dark hair. "Yes," I said quickly. "My mother was blonde. He takes after my side of the family." "Ah, I see," she said, but she looked at me with a strange expression. I walked away fast. My heart was pounding. How long can I keep this secret? How long until someone says it out loud? Every time Mark looks at Thomas, I wonder if he knows. Sometimes I catch him staring at the boy. He looks confused. He looks at Thomas's face, searching for something, but he never asks. I live with this secret every day. It is heavy. It is a burden. When I look at my son, I feel love. But I also feel guilt. I am lying to everyone. I am lying to my son. One day, Thomas will ask about his father. I will show him pictures of Tom. I will say, "This was your father. He was a hero. He loved you." But his biological father will be sitting right there, eating dinner with us. His biological father will be Uncle Mark. Is it better this way? If I tell the truth, I lose everything. Mark will hate me for lying. Tom's parents will hate me for cheating. My son will be confused. If I keep the secret, everyone is happy. Tom's parents have a grandson. Mark has his best friend's memory. Thomas has a hero father. So, I keep the secret. I am a widow. I am a mother. And I am a liar. Sometimes, late at night, when the house is quiet, I talk to Tom. I look at his photo on the wall. "I'm sorry, Tom," I whisper. "I'm so sorry. I made a mistake, but I am trying to make it right. I am raising this boy to be a good man, just like you. I hope he can hear me. I hope he forgives me. Life is not simple. It is not black and white. Sometimes good people do bad things. Sometimes love is complicated. I look at my son sleeping in his crib. He is peaceful. He does not know about the storm. He does not know about the secrets. He only knows love. And maybe that is enough. I will protect him. I will protect Mark. I will protect Tom's memory. I am Caroline, and this is my story. It is a heavy story, but it is mine. I learned that life goes on. Even after death, life goes on. New life comes. If you are carrying a heavy cigarette, I want to tell you, you're strong. You can survive. We do what we must do for the people we love. It is okay to be scared. I am scared every day, but then I see my son smile, and the fear goes away. Love is the most important thing. Not DNA, not blood. Love. Mark loves Thomas. I love Thomas. Tom would have loved Thomas. That is the truth, and that is the only truth that matters. Thank you for listening to my story. I hope you never have to keep a secret like mine. But if you do, know that you are not alone. We all have secrets. We all have a past, but we also have a future, and my future is my son. I will walk forward. I will be brave for him. This is the end of my story, but it is just the beginning of his. Goodbye, my friends. Be kind to each other. You never know what secret someone is hiding. You never know what burdens they carry in their hearts.